My name is Yobie Benjamin. I am the co-founder and chief operating officer of Avigant. The different thing about what we do is I'm pretty much a self-taught computer guy. So the first company I co-started really, was a company called Lotus Development Corporation. I'm pretty self-taught in computers. I didn't really go to school for computers, but I managed to start a few companies, two of which went public in the United States. But anyway, the interesting thing about the Avigant glyph is that we wanted to invent something that was unique in its own space. We wanted to invent smaller, fitter, faster, higher quality and ease of use for a very simple device. We realized that people, by the way, you don't put a lot of things on your head other than glasses or headphones. You know, there's only two things that you can see. Maybe a hat. You could put a hat in your face. So right now, people are very self-absorbed and oblivious to danger when they're using their devices. Some devices right now I call glanceable. Google Glass is a glanceable device. And then you have the full immersion device, which is the Oculus Rift. We are not an Oculus Rift. What we wanted to do was to take the wearable device into an actual fashion device. So in order to do that, we decided to go and create the Avigant glyph. Unlike our roots are really here. Now the people in Israel are very familiar with military technologies. We actually started the company as a military company, and as you can see, we built targeting systems for the military. And here's our customer. To those of you who know the US military structure, you can see General McRaven has 4 stars. He is Commanding General of the US Special Operations Command. So the only problem was when we were doing military stuff, something happened in the United States. It was called sequester. To those of you who don't know that, it means that they cut the budget of the military significantly. So a lot of things changed. So what we did was basically take a headphone. I'm going to just try to do this. We basically took a headphone and then say, we go and flip it around, and it's now a wearable device. Very simply, you start as a headphone, you flip it down, and now you're a visual device. Now to explain to you guys what I mean by visual, thanks Robert, on the audio portion, it is high fidelity, 360 audio, active and passive noise cancellation. So it's better than a Beat. On the eye is HD or 4K. So you're seeing 4D or 4K depending on the signal. Has a headset. So again, it's a virtual retinal display. And let me explain a little bit about virtual retinal display. We don't have a screen. So when you look at an Oculus Rift, anybody here familiar with the Oculus Rift? They're all right. So Oculus Rift, you have 2 monitors, basically 2 OLED screens this close to your eye. That is an Oculus Rift. We do not have a screen. What we have is an LED bouncing off 2 million micro mirrors directly to the back of your retina. And the reason for this is we needed low thermal signatures in battlefield. You don't want to be targeted at 1,000 yards away with some thermal telescope of sorts. So we needed low heat, high fidelity, because when you're targeting something, you needed something with ultra high fidelity. We put in premium audio, and then what we did is the difference, by the way, between us and the Oculus Rift is we have situational awareness. We take this out. You can actually see your hands with this device. You can see your keyboard. You can see side to side. And the reason for that is we needed to make sure that you had your weapon system, that you can actually see and use your targeting systems. The other thing about the device that's very interesting is many of you wear glasses. So we built a diopter system in here, so it works for people with +2 to -6. So you don't need your glasses with this device. The other thing that we did is we put an interpupillary distance thing here, because the distance between our eyes are all different. So now you can adjust it for any distance of the eye. The other thing that's very interesting about this device is it has a number of sensors in it. It has a 9-way IMU, which allows us to do 360 degrees. Again, remember, we're doing 3D, 2D, 360 degrees. We also have what's called pupil dilation monitors, so we can see the dilation of your pupils. So we also have in here pulse oxygen sensors. So we know your oxygen rate, we know your pulse rate. We also have galvanic sensors, so we know your body temperature. We also have a gyro, and we have GPS. All of this is important not only for a battlefield situation, but for the consumer situation. It changes everything. So imagine a horror movie, right? And then the filmmaker notices that you're not scared enough because your pulse rate is not really racing. They will change the scene for you on the fly. So you can now have new forms of storytelling which you've never really had before. And that is a fundamental shift in storytelling. When you're able to go and fundamentally change the nature of the story. Somebody was talking about sports. I'm not going to tell you details, but we're working with some major league teams, actually not teams, leagues in the United States that allow cameras on the helmets of athletes to stream directly on these devices at $45 per stream. And by the way, for $60 you get 4 players. So so there is a business model to this. This device, by the way, is $500. So it's not cheap, but it's not that expensive considering the Beats headset is $400 with no video. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. It has Wi-Fi. Oh, I almost forgot. We have Bluetooth. Oh, and we also have LTE. So LTE allows us to have partnerships with carriers that allow us to subsidize the device, because now you're going to be streaming data wirelessly through the cellular network. So we anticipate in a model wherein the device is in partnership with a telecom operator, we can probably bring this to as little as $200 instead of $500. So again, you know, it was really important for us to build something really practical. And as you know, practical means an exit. So as you know, Oculus was bought for $2.2 billion for a fully immersive system. And Beats was just bought by Apple for $3.2 billion, which is an audio-only system. So if you think about the future of this device, I can guarantee you, first of all, it's not going to be this big. This is our first alpha. At CES, we won the best of show in mobile computing. This is not a mobile computer, by the way. We also won in Macworld the best of show in Macworld. We also won the best of show in Wired Magazine's New Technology for 2014. And We have some, oh, by the way, this is just to give you an idea how we built this. Our company is only 14 months old. This was the first generation, second generation, third generation. We are now on Gen 6, which obviously we haven't shown yet. And we did that in 14 months. We expect to ship the device probably December or January, December this year or January next year. And we are hosting, by the way, co-hosting with a major American airline, the first in-air hackathon this coming July, which is going to have our device, has an in-flight device to create new in-flight experiences. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things coming. This is our technology roadmap. Oh, by the way, have you ever heard of Kickstarter? We tried to raise money on Kickstarter, so we did, and we raised $1.5 million in 30 days. So, so we think that we're on to a good start. We're about to close a round, and there's somebody here who knows about the round, but I won't say is an investor. But thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you for your love and money.
You're welcome.
And by the way, this is the new form factor. It comes in multiple colors. It's a fashion device. And that's it, you know. Oh, what does Steve Jobs always say? And one more thing. And one more thing.
He's not saying anything.
One more thing.
We're giving one away today.
Say, I did that in 11 minutes. You know, because I wanted to make sure that I wanted to ask the audience to engage and ask questions. My one more thing is I'm an active investor. I've had 330 investments, angel investments. 97% of them have failed. Absolutely failed, but there are a few of them that have succeeded. One including a company called Facebook, another company called eBay, another company called Ariba, PayPal. So I've had some good luck. Now I want to go, I'm chairman of this one company. I'm not active in this company, but I'm chairman. I want to show you this about the future of wearable computing that is happening, shipping this September. This is, by the way, a piece of plastic about this thin. You can roll it out, and then as you roll it out, you can expand it. You can put it on a wall very easily, and you can network it very easily. And by the way, the more interesting thing about this is the way we manufacture it is very, very simple. It's like a silk screen. We have no LCDs, we have no LEDs. It's a pure function of chemistry and electronics. This thing is very cool. You can put it in pretty much anywhere. Sidewalk, in the bus stops. And by the way, it's tested for heat, tested for cold. You can put it everywhere. You can size this to any size. You can put it on the side of buses. You can on curved surfaces. Uneven surfaces, buildings, any size. Now I want you to go and figure out how much do you, a TV the size of this screen here, how much do you think this is if you put this in your house? Something this size. Any guess? Come on, give me a guess. 50,000 shekels? That's a reasonable price for that. So that's about, we can manufacture a screen this size at retail of $100. And guess what? What you were talking about? What else do we do with it? We can print on fabric. And the other thing that's very interesting is we actually have printed semiconductors at 11 nanometers without a clean room. Without a clean room. Without going through the process of creating a die, doing it in a clean room, shrinking the die. This is direct to print We print at the cellular level. We know how to print. For example, we can print calcium itself. It's one of our first experiments. We print at cellular level. So this is another thing that we're doing. This is hopefully will inspire many of you. What I'd like to do is, because I really wanted to get questions from the audience more than anything about both the glyph and this in the future of computing. So with that, let's open it up to questions, because I have 10 minutes, dude. I was good.
I'm about to buy a new television. Should I hold out?
No, because we are not selling the television. We are not selling the monitors. You've heard about the Internet of Things? We are the Internet of everywhere. We are pretty much going to give it away to every municipality, every bus stop, every shopping mall, and basically have full-on browsers everywhere. So you'll have browsers, basically you'll have full compute power with anything. Oh, by the way, we also print solar cells with the same technology. By the way, the power usage, if you combine, say, similar size LED and similar size of ours, we use 1% of the power of an LED or LCD. September.
On the VR headset, is there any input?
Yes, excellent question. On the headset, is there any input? First of all, our system works on the iPhone, the Android, the Xbox, the PlayStation, the PC, the Mac, any device. It works with any device. There is also a microphone. You will notice, by the way, that there is no camera in front. The camera in front is only for the military version, which, by the way, we do not make the camera. The reason is, once we put a camera in front of it, it goes to what's called an ITAR list. That means it becomes munitions. Therefore, we cannot sell it outside of the United States. So we do not put the camera systems on it, although we're fully capable of putting a camera in front of the system. Any other questions? Oh, this is, sir.
What's the resolution of the
Resolution is 4K.
of the screen?
4,000, yeah, 4K. 4K imaging. All right, I guess that was it. Thank you very much.